Hey Ringside crew. Welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe, Panther the Third.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and today we are still in the middle of East Coast Wrestling Month, and let's go back to the state I live in, the Keystone State. Jingle, 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 because we've got the stones on the keys. Dang, I gotta take the keys off the stones. Introduce yourself to my internationally known audience.
Hello there, Ringside crew. My name is Santiago. I am a ring announcer for Battlefield Pro Wrestling, or as I like to say, the Angel Voice, and I am so excited to be making my debut here today.
Awesome. My gosh. I'm so happy to have you on stage.
I'm so honored. I am honored myself.
And you saw your boss was in my intro, Mr.
I know, Alpha. That warmed my heart a lot. Oh my God.
He's gonna see that and be like, oh, now I remember Joe.
He's such a great guy.
That
so
day made me so happy that I finally got a chance to meet and talk to like a legend, the kid of like an absolute tag team legend. Like, I love tag team wrestling, and that right there made me feel so much happier knowing that you work with a man like Alpha. So, like, what is it like to work with like such a legend's kid like Alpha?
I mean, I may sound biased myself, but I personally think Alpha himself is a legend, Alpha Jr. When I was first getting into the whole wrestling world, I was trying to navigate and find places that, were going to be willing to give me that right hand. And since I would be such a newbie in this industry, it was a lot harder than you thought. But I remember when I reached out to Battlefield Pro Wrestling, they got back to me within like less than a week. And, Alpha gave me that chance. And he took that chance. And he really was one of the first people to believe in me. And for that, I'm always internally grateful for all the support and, all the love that I've been received from, not even him, just from his family in general. They are also supportive of, everyone here in Battlefield. So getting the chance to work with him is a very surreal moment that I think my 6-year-old self as a kid who loved it would be astonished by.
I think your 6-year-old you'd be like, bruh.
I know, she'd be shook. She would definitely be like, wow.
Hey, you need it. You give her the smelling salt. You're still gonna be in wrestling. Oh man, I'll come around the corner. Don't tell her.
That's okay. That's okay. She could be a little confused for a couple minutes, but she'll
like,
get the gist of it.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, most definitely.
Come out of the time machine. Then I gotta tell you, are we gonna go to like Joe? Now we're gonna go to you as a teen and tell you.
No.
You're gonna be known. We're gonna walk on campus and just walk up to you with the guy you used to work with for 4 years and shove him out of the way and say, "You can do this on your own. You don't need him."
Oh, well, I always believe that.
Yeah. You don't want to mess up.
I always believe that there's a reason for everything. So.
Well, I know Ghostbusters, and Ghostbusters would say that you never know what could happen if you change something, and change something could be bad.
That's true. So, I mean, you never know. Even if you would have taken a different path, who knows, you would be where you're at today.
Yeah. Well, I did do a wrestling show back in the day, Wrestle Talk US.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, like, who were some of your inspirations as a kid? Like that, like got you to like to do what you do right now?
So I will always say this until I am blue in the face. My number one inspiration in the whole wrestling world is AJ Lee by far. That is my girl for life, and I will defend her always. But there's just so much that she gave to me, as a child. She gave me such comfort and such safetyness that I think I lacked sometimes as a kid. And And for me, I could see myself in her, and I thought she was just so different compared to any other woman that I watched on TV. There was just something so cool about her and so unique that I felt, captivated by her. So she is definitely, when I talk about wrestling, she is definitely my number one inspiration. And, I always say there is no me without her. I could not have had the courage or that bravery in itself to go out there and try to take on a dream I've had since as a kid. So I am eternally grateful for her. And of course, I've always loved all my WWE divas. I grew up with them. Those are my girls. I will never hate my WWE divas.
I got shamed when I said divas. They were like, no, I forgot who it was. She was like, oh, Joe, don't use the word diva.
I mean, they're no longer considered divas, but in my time, like when I was a little girl, I watched them and that's what they were called. And I don't ever want to give a negative connotation because for me, they were like bigger than life.
Yeah. So since you're like, let's get into it. Like with the AJ Lee, like what if you had to do a top 10 of AJ Lee's matches?
A top 10 AJ Lee matches.
There we go, girl. Joe got you tough right
You want
now.
me to do 10? You want me to do 10?
You can do 10. You can do 5. It's up to you.
I feel like if I do 10, I'm gonna be trying to get too much into detail. So let's start with 5, just because it might be easier. I might accidentally go off, talking about like 15 matches.
Don't worry.
So of course, I believe the number one match of hers would be her versus Caitlyn for the WWE Divas Championship at Payback 2013. For me, that was just mind blowing, especially when you read about how they went over their time, and especially during such a time period where that wasn't really thought of as a well thing. I think that was just, one of the coolest things I could have heard. My second match, I would have to go with her versus Paige versus Nikki Bella at Night of Champions 2014, where she won the Divas Championship for a third time. Third, I really enjoyed her match with Paige at Hell in a Cell 2014. I think, they were able to, you can tell they were trying to create something that was so different. I think that was a lot of fun to watch. 4, her versus Natalia on Main Event in 2013, where I believe, if I'm still correct, I believe that holds the record for like one of the longest Divas Championship matches, time length. So that was cool. And 5th match, let me think. You know what? I'm going to go with her and Paige at SummerSlam 2014. I think that was a really good match of hers, even though she lost. But I personally, I think she did amazing in it. So
which I know you love her all around. That's like your gateway. That's your queen. But heel AJ Lee or face AJ Lee? Which one would you pick?
I loved heel AJ Lee. I loved it. I mean, she just had such a spunk to her. And I think, I don't know. I loved it. I mean, I don't want to ever go after face AJ Lee because face AJ Lee brought 2012 AJ Lee. And that whole era was so iconic. I think that's what ended up making me legitimately fall in love with wrestling and, deciding that's what I wanted to do was from her whole time period in 2012. But I loved heel AJ Lee. I liked how nasty she could get. I was like, yeah, let's go, girl.
Awesome. So with you being a commentator, like a ring announcer, do you ever have to like practice saying the guys' names or girls' names like multiple times before the show, like that whole morning before? Or do you like the day before?
Oh no, most definitely. I spend a lot of time practicing. At Battlefield, we have the other ring announcer, Big Sean, and he is such a huge help for me. Oh my God, I definitely could not have, do what I do without his guidance. I mean, he'll stand there and he'll just repractice like all the names, and I mostly have trouble saying where they're from because they all come from somewhere different, which is really cool. But sometimes I just have such trouble pronouncing it, and he'll just take his time and go over and over it with me, which is so amazing. Like I said, I couldn't do what I do without him.
That's good. Also, another thing with you being a ring announcer, do you have to drink like tea or like eat the like I work as I work. I try to work in a kitchen in a senior home. When I was not feeling good, I would always take the packets of honey that look like the mustard, and I'd suck
So
them, keep my throat from bothering me. So do you like drink tea or like do you drink honey so your throat's always fresh throughout the whole show?
honestly, I probably should. I do not drink tea, even though everyone tells me that is something good. Something I should be doing. It's funny. I just don't. I don't know why. I always tell myself before a show, I'm just like, oh man, I should really go grab some tea from like Wawa or wherever. And then I just don't. I just keep my water on me all day. But we're gonna, it's a new year. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to start bringing in that habit of drinking tea.
I think mint, like not mint tea, what's it called? Not mint. It's the other one with the lemon tea.
Oh, lemon, yeah, lemon tea.
Hint from the Panther, lemon tea. Oh, because I have a sister that sings. Sassy Chica. What's up, lady?
Oh,
My twin sister, Sassy Chica's a singer. So hint from
that's awesome.
from the Panther from the sassy one. It's a little tea. It makes the pipes nice and smooth.
I should start drinking the tea then. You know what? You've convinced me.
Not zipping the tea. That gets you in trouble.
Oh no, just like little drinks, little drinks.
So the week of a show, like what is your schedule like normally? Because you're a ring announcer. Do you like get a chance to go in the ring and practice and like move around and stuff like that?
Actually, when I first joined Battlefield, I was, more so of wanting to be a wrestler. And I don't know if that dream will ever die within me. But yeah, at the moment, I decided that I think ring announcing was the best path for me. So, I mean, if I decide, I know I will be, of course, welcomed with open arms by everyone at Battlefield. I don't personally go rolling around the ring just because when the day of the show or anything, I like to be all in my dress and be all ready and just walk around and get that atmosphere feeling. But I actually have been inside that ring, and it's an amazing feeling. It really is. I mean, it's not for everyone, obviously, and at this moment in my life, I decided to step away from it, but it's like a rush of adrenaline being in there and rolling around and bumping and like, all that good stuff.
Awesome. So when it comes to the show, do you eat lunch before you go to the Battlefield arena, or do you pack a dinner and do it like that, or do you pack your lunch, eat your lunch and bring the dinner, or do you just pack a lunch and eat it in the car and then eat whatever they have for the wrestlers in the back?
So, I am a vegetarian, so normally I don't eat whatever is brought in just because it's wrestlers. Most of them are going to be meat eaters. They need that protein built. So with me being a vegetarian, I normally just go off and get my own food. People should not listen to my advice here. It's very important to eat. But I normally, I normally skip out on lunch and I wait until I get home from the show to eat my dinner. But I'm trying to get better with that. I'm trying to start eating lunch a little bit more.
You don't want to get dizzy. You don't want to get dizzy during the show. You'll be saying it and be like,
oh.
And whoop.
I know that's the scary part. That is the scary part.
You're in high heels. You're not wearing flats. You're wearing high heels in that ring.
I'm in heel. I mean, I'm in flats.
Okay, I thought you were in heels.
Well, every once in a while, but I just like I probably should start wearing heels more. I'm very clumsy, so sometimes when I wear my heels, I start tilting a little. So my flats are my safety security. I would like to start wearing heels more, but I got to practice walking in them. Get a little bit better at it.
Do you have any like funny stories from being in the ring or like announcing and stuff like that?
Yeah, I know the one Battlefield show. Dan Moff, he came out to the ring, and he was talking to the crowd and everything. And then at one point, I'm just standing there letting him do his thing. And he gets in my face and like screams in his deep voice, being like, "Do your damn job!" And like I almost jumped out of my pants because that scared me. I almost peed myself because I wasn't expecting that, and that man scares me in a good way. So that's kind of a funny story. There's also if you ever come to the Battlefield shows, and if I'm announcing Dark STG, I am actually petrified of him. So
Oh,
you'll
he's
see
the
me
guy
in
with the
the
white
ring.
makeup, black eyes, right?
Yeah, you'll see me in the ring like shaking while announcing him, and everyone finds that so hilarious. And I'm like, you
Oh,
guys all
jeez.
suck, but it is funny, when you
He's like
watch
the
back.
Indies Pennsylvania. He's almost like the Indies Undertaker. Would you
Oh,
think that?
he's so talented, but he does scare me. He reminds me of a sleep paralysis demon that I would see, So,
Oh, jeez.
and growing up in a
That's not
Puerto
the
Rican
first time, and I
household.
thought, because somebody made him in England, and they created him as a created character. And I was like, does he even know who this guy is? I had messaged and said, do you know who that guy is? And he's like, oh, I just saw him on Instagram, and I thought he was cool, so I created him. I'm like,
That's
he's from
so
PA.
cool.
He's like,
That is so cool to hear. That is
yeah, he
honestly.
created him. I was like, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was a British wrestler. And then I finally figured out because
Oh no,
I was like,
no,
he's
no.
from PA. He's a PA wrestler. That's
He is,
crazy.
he is who scares me. He scares me. All respect to him though.
Yeah,
Great
all
talent.
respect,
But
dude. Maybe
growing up
you
in
can
a
come on, dude. Come on,
growing up
dude.
in a Puerto Rican household, you got to give that cross.
Santa Mia. I was just
Yeah.
like,
See.
the prayer. Santa
Almost
Mia.
definitely.
Gotta get the holy water. No,
Oh yeah. I need to start bringing that to shows.
Yeah, I'll be like, no, she no here. No. Before we go, if my fans would like to follow you on social media, well, first and foremost, before that, is there let's talk about some of the shows, like upcoming
Oh, of
shows
course.
for March for Battlefield, not knowing these schedules, what's kind of what days do they do their shows?
So at the end of the last Sunday of every month, we have a Battlefield show. It's at 137 Aaron's Lane in Broads Health, Pennsylvania, at the Signature Training Academy. You can either message someone from Battlefield. We have a link online where you can purchase tickets, or you can even buy them at the door. It's $30 for VIP and $25 for general. And then I know on April 20th, we have another show over in Allentown, which is a lot of fun, and you really won't want to miss any of it. The Allentown shows can get a little bit crazy, but all in a good way. And we just have such a great atmosphere there. So if you're in the area, most definitely come definitely come check us out, because it's such a fun time.
Awesome. How can my fans find you on social media?
So on Facebook, I am at Sage Santiago. If you look me up on Instagram, you can find me at Sage Santiago. And I am also on Twitter at the Sage Santiago. So I try to keep it all
It's so
similar.
funny.
So
Your promo video that I aired today, was in Spanish. We didn't even speak a word of Spanish. Your mom would be like, no Spanish? Nothing?
yeah, we do both. So I mean, if somebody would like me to translate the script, just leave a comment and I will most definitely do that. But yeah, my mother's first language is Spanish, so I try to keep that home tradition alive of keeping Spanish alive.
Awesome. So I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I'm Joe Panther III.
I am Sage Santiago, the angel voice of Battlefield Pro Wrestling.
And we will catch you in the next one.